Another workshop for you, how escrow protects you. You may have heard the term escrow from your real estate agent and be wondering what it means. It is important to know what is happening in your transaction as you buy your home, and escrow is a term you'll want to know about. Again, Ron Siegel Radio and Geneva Financial, presenting this to you. I'm going to talk about escrow and what it is, how it works. What is escrow? Escrow is a financial arrangement in your real estate transaction. Escrow is set up for a third party to hold and manage the payment of funds required for two parties involved in the real estate transaction. Having a third party provides a more secure transaction by keeping the payment in a secure escrow account, which is only released when all the terms of an agreement are met. Your escrow account is overseen by the escrow company. While the payment is in escrow, the transaction can be safely carried out without risk of losing money due to fraud. Escrow allows for secured transactions and confident buyers and sellers. How does escrow work? Escrow reduces the risk of fraud by acting as a trusted third party that collects, holds, and only disperses funds when both buyers and sellers are satisfied. Here's when you will be involved. Here's when you will be involved in your escrow account. 1, your escrow and your offer. When you make an offer on a home, you'll write an earnest money check that will be placed into an escrow account. This is one of your first financial transactions in buying a home. This means what this means is that the money is not going to the seller or the lender. Instead, your money is held by an impartial third party until you and the seller negotiate a contract and close the deal. You cannot touch it, and the seller cannot touch it either. Your money is held, quote unquote, in escrow. This is important and will give you peace of mind because having your money held in escrow protects both parties. Escrow is important because, let's say, for example, you put down earnest money that went directly to the seller and they had the money, and then for whatever reason, you and the seller don't reach a final purchase and sale agreement. You certainly would not want the seller holding your money, earnest money, as a negotiating tactic and be at risk of losing it altogether. On the other hand, the seller certainly would not want to sign over the deed to the home until you have paid for it for the terms you agree on. You, of course, would not want to hand over the cash of the home without knowing that the deed had been signed over to you. Having an escrow account ensures everyone gets what they agreed upon at essentially the same time. The next time you'll hear about your escrow is when you are working with your mortgage lender. Number 2, escrow and your mortgage lender. As you near the end of getting your home loan, your mortgage lender may talk about an escrow or impound account or reserves. These terms mean pretty much the same thing, so do not be confused. Escrow, impound account, or reserves. These terms, again, mean pretty much the same thing, so don't be confused. What they're asking you is if you would like to have funds held by the lender or the lender's servicer to make payments for your homeowner's insurance and property taxes. Mortgage lenders will offer you the option to collect them monthly along with your loan payment and then pay the tax and insurance bills when they are due. Some lenders may require you to have these payments placed into an impound account depending on your loan program. If you set up an escrow or impound account with your lender, they include the amount for your homeowner's insurance and property taxes with your monthly housing payment, and they will hold that money each month in an escrow account. When the time comes to pay these bills, the lender will pay them out of your escrow account. It's a smart way to make sure that the money you are required to pay every year is saved up to get paid. The next time you'll hear about your escrow account is when you are closing on your home. Number 3, escrow and your closing. When you're getting ready to sign your closing documents on the home you're buying, you'll probably hear your lender or realtor talking about closing of escrow. The closing of escrow is when your purchase is completed. A closing or escrow officer will oversee your document closing and handle the exchange of funds and recording of the deeds. They will ensure that all the money is properly dispersed, that the documents are signed and recorded, and that all necessary conditions are met before closing the escrow. If you have negotiated something in your contract that will not be completed or that may impact your taking possession of your home, you may hear the term, quote unquote, escrow holdback. What is an escrow holdback of funds? There are instances where the sale of a home is completed and ownership of the home is transferred, but funds are still held back in your escrow account. An example may be if you've agreed to let the seller's family stay in the house for an extra week until their home is ready. This means that you would sign a quote-unquote rent-back agreement requiring the seller to pay you a daily rate for the length of the stay. In this example, your real estate agent would advise you to hold back a portion of the seller's proceeds until they have moved out and left the house in the conditions specified in your contract. Another instance of an escrow holdback would be if you found something wrong during your final walkthrough of the house. Maybe the seller agreed to make the repair, but the work could not be completed by your closing day. In this example, that money could be held in your escrow account to cover the cost of the repairs. Once escrow is closed and all funds have been dispersed, you and the seller will receive a final closing statement and other documents in the mail. You want to be sure to check the statement carefully and call the closing agent immediately if you spot any errors. Be sure to file your statement in a safe spot with your other home loan documents. You'll probably need them when you file your next income tax return. Knowing the terms and steps in your real estate transaction is important. Be sure to get your questions answered along the way and make sure that you are working with licensed professionals. Hope this was of benefit to you. I hope you found this valuable. If you have any questions or comments, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And make sure we're always looking forward to helping you and your friends, family, or coworkers with any of these things that you need.